Today I'm going to demonstrate how to hand stretch a dough ball. Before we get started, I want to give you a list of some equipment you might want to have in your house when you do this. One, just a standard traditional pizza peel, wooden I prefer. Bowl of flour, dough scraper, and if you're going to be doing multiple pizzas, a dough box is hugely helpful. This helps to organize the dough. It gives them plenty of room to open up, and it's just a lot easier for you to proof multiple things at the same time. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the peel for stretching. And when I prepare it, I want to make sure that we put a little flour here, because the last thing I want to do is to have the dough stick to the surface. We're going to rub this in, spread the flour out evenly so that the board is completely coated. Other things you can use besides flour is semolina. I still like the flour a little bit better. Next step, take your dough scraper. You want to place your hand on the top here. The trick to this is to make sure you get this dough ball out and still keep it intact. So you go underneath it like that, drop it into your flour. We want to coat it on every side. Always remember which side is the top, which side is the bottom. And I'll show you why in a second. Drop it in the center of your board. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin to press it out. The trick to this is that you want to press in the center, leaving a ring around the edge, just about an inch thick, because you want to leave all that gas in the crust so that way you get a nice rise. We're pressing it in the center also so that we can break down the glutens a little bit more in there, make that dough a little tighter, so when we stretch it, we don't get a lot of like thin spots. So we want to press this around. Flip it over real quick because I also want to get the back side here nice and tight. Flip this over. As you notice, there's a lot of air, gas, right in the corners right here. Some people like the nice charred bubbles. There's a happy medium for most people. I'm going to press these out now while we can. We still have lots of air, so we're going to get a nice rise and a lot of irregular bubbles on there. Now at this point, I'm going to carefully stretch and still leave the edges untouched. I want to open it up a little bit. A lot of this can be done just through the gravity of the weight of the dough. Continue to kind of pull as we're balancing it on our knuckles. And that's the other thing to kind of watch for. If you notice, my fingertips aren't actually pressing into the dough. It's my knuckles that are actually kind of pulling it open and then letting the gravity pull the dough down. If it starts feeling a little sticky, because it should, because you're going to have a lot of hydration in the dough, then drop it back down on your peel. Let some flour get on the bottom of it so that when you pick it up, it's nice and easy to stretch without it sticking to your knuckles. At this point, what I'm doing is, again, I'm taking from the thickest part of the dough, which is going to be the crust. I'm pulling it away and letting it drop into place. And turning it around just to keep it nice and even. There you guys go. That's it. Not too many thin spots. You can see a little, when I lift this up, you can see a little lighter in these other areas, but our dough is pretty sturdy, so it's going to hold up well. That should cook up really great. Next video, I'm going to show you on how to top it and then cook it. Please come back and watch more. Thanks.